It's usually about 30 seconds, 40 seconds. So in any event, here we are. I just took a minute. I haven't done too much. I usually get in here a little bit earlier than I did, but I took a look at our population, almost 4,000 people, almost 1,900 adults, 916 children. Yep, that works fine. Sorry about the echo there. And yep, everything seems good. Hello, Mike. How are you today? I am out here. Hello, Red Fox. Welcome to the stream. We have, just to go on with what I was saying, is I also wrote down that we have 1,168 children. So it seems like our population issue, whatever it was that was seeming to make it go up very slow, seems to have been cured in the last live stream. So there we go. So let's, one other thing I did, just since the last thing, well, let's start time up in semi-slow mode or regular mode, just get us going, is I added some mods. So if we go to construction mod, and I just because he's usually here an awful lot, hopefully we'll even see him today, is Off the Rails, who also has a YouTube channel, just so you guys know. We were talking about the transformer that has the through, I don't know, yeah, there we go. So if let's zoom in on this guy. Let's do it in a place that's a little easier to see. And let's spin around so that sign's not right. Well, that sign's going to mess us up. There we go. If you notice, there's two big connections, which is kind of nice because then you can connect through this. So you don't need a switch, apparently. And, as you go run your big power lines from point A to point B to point C, if this was point B, you could go right through it with the big power lines without needing the extra switch. So I like that. Then there was another building that's not by Off the Rails. Hello, Shunter. Welcome. This building's like one after my heart. I know Radomir, if he's here, is going to have something to say about this building. That's okay. Let's just look at it in scale to the rest of them. Yeah, see, this is my favorite all-time building. If you guys watched my regular series, I just built this one here because it was the most efficient. Look at this thing. But does it even show us? Let's see, how many people? 314 workers in that bad boy there. So, I don't know. Definitely, when there's a new, we'll see what you guys vote on because we always do that. If you don't want me to use this semi-ridiculous thing, I won't. But if there's another series, we're going to have a whole city that's nothing but these things. Or maybe there'll be a better one out there by then. So in any event, what else do we have? We have a bitumen power plant, which I thought just might be interesting. I don't know that we want to lose the money that we're getting from bitumen, but we do have bitumen. So let me just subscribe. If you're going to subscribe, why not subscribe? And then we have a biofuel plant, which is also by Off the Rails. I forget, did Off the Rails make this one? Sorry, Off the Rails, I forget. But I know he made this biofuel plant, which is some kind of a power plant that takes biofuel. Now, I'm not sure. Well, there we go. Now I'm sure. Maximum production. So you can take crops and turn it into fuel. Okay. Good. Well, there we go. We can try that if we want. It's on the list. And then we also have, I just thought this was kind of cool looking. It's a little hard to see. Let's zoom in there. Graffitied up building. So I don't know if we would use that. How many people does it hold? 174. It's kind of a long, skinny thing, and Off the Rails made a few other graffitied up buildings. And then what was the other? Oh yeah, this is the large construction office. Look at that. So it supposedly has 20 parking places in there as opposed to, what is it normally, 10 or 12? I think it's 12, right? Let me go look. Yeah, 12. You'd think I would know that by now, but I had to think about it. Just wanted to make sure. So there we go. So we could also do a large construction office next time we go to do the construction office. So let's see what happens. Anyway, so there's some mods that we could put down at any moment. Let me do the normal thing we do while we're getting warmed up for everybody to get here. And that's just to start kind of reviewing where we were at last time. So last time we had, one of the last things we did was laid out this with the idea, you can always design things. They don't cost you anything to design them. So we had put in our coal power plant, coal mine, ore processing plant. The bricks factory doesn't look very connected, does it? Oh, there it is. Okay, that's right. That was already there before, so it is connected. There's a little conveyor there. So that would be a bricks factory. And then this mess here is coal going over to the prefab panels. Or I'm sorry, not coal going there, but gravel going to the prefab panels, which is this conveyor here coming into this transfer station. And then gravel also goes into a cement plant along with the coal, which would go through this one. We managed to get a road underneath of there. I was pleasantly surprised by that. Now this one, did we not get a road? I don't think we could. Am I remembering? Yeah, so I think that's... Can we do that like cheaty thing? Not even. Maybe we can get it to go a little bit further. Nah. So this one might have to be like on its own. Now I did read something where it said, yeah, see, we can... I wonder if we could get it to attach like here. No. Won't even let me get yellow to where I can... Let's try to reattach to there and see if we can't get it to go yellow longer. No. Okay. Well, we'll forget about that. We'll just probably have to auto build that one. So in any event, we have cement and we have the possibility of a regular power plant over here, which may give us a chance to use off the rails fancy schmancy transformer someplace. Yeah, so I did get a few comments. We didn't really get much in the way done here. We don't have construction happening for the most part, but this would be our trains. Now I got another comment from David for like after the stream was over that was arguing for exporting over to here as being a better way to go because it's just as close and you wouldn't have to build all this bridge and everything's already on this side of the river, so why go over to that side of the river? Other than we've already built the road up there, of course. But so I think we'll have another vote on that. Be prepared at some point once more people get here. To build over to here, well, that's another river. Sorry. Let's go where we're not going across the river. Go over to here, we could export, and it would be really just as close and not have to go across that river. I don't know if that makes sense, if everybody agrees or not, but that was his point. What was the other? We go look up these comments real quick. Check on the footpaths that go to the food factory. Since I probably didn't finish all of the footpaths that go to the food factory. Yes. All right, so might as well, this guy doesn't have a bus, I don't think, but we'll assign him anyhow. And then where is this guy? Yeah, that definitely won't hurt. Though we are getting people in there, but it won't hurt. All right, good. Well, thank you, Xavier, for that one. And David's other suggestion was we didn't need so many livestock farms for the amount of meat we would need. And I do agree. I was just more interested in the layout, I guess you could say at the time. So, and I remember thinking that I wasn't going to build them all, and then momentum took away and we built them all. So at that point, there we are. So the question would be, what do we get into to start? We seem to be doing pretty well. We have more crops than we could use, which leads us to the fact that, well, we need to get this ramped up, which will happen as we get more and more people. And we could try to get more and more people up here as time goes on, maybe put some more buses. But then there's also the possibility of getting like a clothing and fabric setup. We don't necessarily have chemicals, but we do have this oil down here, which we obviously could turn into chemicals. We don't have any wood. Some of those things we could just import for the sake of importing them. If we take a look at, I think it's under various, there it is. Clothing needs chemicals and crops, and then where's the one that needs wood? Why am I thinking we need wood someplace? Oh, that's for the chemicals. That's right. Which is under the oil. Yeah, there we go. I knew something about that needed wood. So we need gravel and wood, which would seem to point it to over here now, and oil as well. So, and crops. So we need a lot of things to make the chemicals. So it could be that we make them over here someplace, but whatever. What do you guys think? I'm just trying to bring up ideas that we can vote on and see. And I'm not even looking at the chat since I was reading the last week's thing. So good. I didn't miss any. All right. So that's pretty much the summary. So do we build railroad tracks on this side, or do we build them over this way? Which I know we sort of had a vote, but only one person voted last time. So I figured, well, if David leaves a comment, that's kind of a tie. I don't want to break the tie at that point. But then is there, do we want to go towards chemicals? We don't really have a ton of money, though we are building up on steel. We could get all of this going, which I think was the direction people were talking about. But even if we started constructing this, I would think we could get to designing something else. We don't have to make a massive clothing thing. Or do you guys have any other particular industries or areas that you'd like to see us stretch out into? I think, up in the clouds. Yeah, there's that there. I was just looking, trying to orient where we're at. Yeah, we're over this way. So there is other stuff. Yeah, this is where Energinisk is. There's oil all the way over here. That's kind of a far stretch. And remember, one of our rules is that we'll only take over towns that are already there. I guess something like that would count. So we'll see. All right, do you guys have any opinion on what we start working on? We don't have... if this guy's finished working, or this guy's working on what? Unfinished factory connection. What is that? Okay, that's right. We got this going because of this. Now, what are you guys doing? Oh, you're... Oh, okay. So this is... So we're blocking ourselves from getting our own construction done because they don't want to go into this one. Here, let me move that out of the way. They're sitting in this one. Yeah, so let's... Well, that guy's going to leave in a second on his own anyway. So, good. We'll get this done, and then we can get those vehicles set over here. Why don't we set this one vehicle aside for right now, just so we'll remember when this is done. To get over there and get that done. Hey, Rotsko, welcome. And Antonio, hello. Welcome back, guys. Transport is expensive, the cheapest option. Again, do it over the river. Well, I don't know that we would have to ever go across the river there's a lot of, we're in the middle of the map, and we could keep going this way. There's a lot of land, but either way, it's up to a vote. It's, if we want to go across the river, we go across the river. There's one vote. We won't count David's vote if he's not here. So if anybody else has an opinion about over the river or not, but yeah, this is definitely the cheaper way to go. right? It's a lot cheaper, as a matter of fact. That bridge is going to cost us, bridges. Oop, I can't click on them because they're not committed to, but it's going to be a lot to get those bridges done. But either way, well, it's all good. This is a bit of an experiment for all of us, and it's not like we don't have that. Like at this point, that's sort of why I'm asking if you guys have a direction you want to head, and we'll give. I usually give it about 15 minutes. Yeah, we're in about 15 minutes. So let's go up to full speed. Whoever's not here is late officially, right? So. So if you have an opinion on, and that's the kind of thing that when I'm doing the regular map, like I would, the thing that's getting me about going over here with it being more expensive is that we don't actually have any plan for going over this direction. Um, Obviously having a fancier bridge here would definitely be nice as well. But we don't really have any plan other than the railroad tracks for going that way. So, which is sort of, it's fine. I mean, it certainly could set our direction if that's our plan, to do something over there. In some ways, I don't think there's a lot of villages. Yeah, see, there's not we're only allowed to go where there's villages. At least that's one of the rules we had. We don't have to follow all the rules. I do like the rule about the no power, but there's really no villages over here, so we really can't go and do much over this way. I mean, there is this, pretty big town here. And we definitely could do something around that town if we wanted to. I don't know that the town has any great things around it. So where are we looking at? We're looking at right here. And there's like not so great coal. No real iron. Now there is oil, but it looks like the oil's almost. Yeah, where is the oil? The oil's like up over here, which isn't really ideal, is it? All right, this guy's in our way now. And then I ended up someplace else in the world through all of that. Oop, let me go turn that off. Sorry about that, guys. Then I had to answer it because of who it was. But anyway, what was I saying? Oil. Let's just real quick and look, see where that oil is. Yeah, it's like, do the oil rigs themselves pollute? It's not right on the town, but I guess we could get rid of a lot of the buildings or make sure people don't move into them one way or the other. But yeah, there is oil over here. So that would be really the one option for moving over here and keeping that. And again, I don't know. Do you guys even want to go with that rule? That's why you should build something there. Hello, Dennis. Welcome, by the way. And hello, Off the Rails. Off the Rails, I added some of your mods. I don't know how long you've been watching, but let's go to construction. There we go. So we have the transformer and the graffiti building. And I think yours was the biofuel plant too. So, cool. Thank you for making those mods. Yep, Pietro, we have oil. Pietro is our oil guy, making sure we have the oil. Yeah, see, that's what I was thinking. Everything, what does it say? Doesn't really tell you the pollution. It would be nice if it told you the amount of pollution. I guess you can come up here and Well, it only says 4 tons per year. Now, I know they talked about changing some of the pollution balancing, or made some mention in an update, something along those lines. And I am on the test one, so we'll see. The oil power plant. Do we have a oil power plant now? Or is it you're talking about there's a mod out there? Okay, I didn't see the oil power plant mod. We're gonna roll with whatever ones. We have a new building that I definitely want to build. I guess you can't get them through resident here. I guess you have to go through here. Oop, not there. Mod. Look at this. This is like might become my new favorite building. Let me zoom in on it. See that? 21 stories of beauty. Jam-packed in there. You better hope the elevator never breaks, right? Nice. Anyway. Yeah, I sort of noticed that myself with the functionality of the other building, sure. But I saw you made a nice. I guess your first attempt after that was to make a nice brown brick building. I didn't add that one. I just thought the graffiti one. Who knows? We might have a bad section of town one day or something. Oh, is it in the mod of Off the Rails? Okay. Well, no. I mean, he has a bitumen power plant. Is that what you mean? That's not. Is that what you're talking about, Pietro? Oh yeah, Dennis. I have no problems with mods other than I mean, I've played games long enough in my life. I've played them with and without mods. I definitely add something to a game. Like the other series, when people ask, I don't want to do it for lag reasons, which, these building mods probably won't add too much to the lag, but I will tell you this. Like, I was really trying to test it a bit. Oh, and I need to check something else here. Somebody said, make sure your VSync is on. I don't think these change from map to map. I guess they're the same settings. Okay, so VSync we got to turn on and off from the main settings, but I'll make sure that the VSync is on. But I did definitely notice that I like when I was just dragging back and forth, when I hit the buildings is when it like stuttered. So like if I was out over here where there's nothing or not much, like it wouldn't stutter at all here. But then when I moved over, it would like get like this. It's not doing on this map, because this map isn't quite so populated. Now, that could also be because you're coming in range of all the people and it's getting ready and or, going to show like a lot more graphics right there. So, but anyway, we'll see. And then I didn't get a chance to read through apparently there's a Steam post about, trying to get your graphics to not stutter like that. Let me read through the post a little bit, or the comments, make sure I didn't miss too many. But yeah, Dennis, mods can be fun. And then the other thing about that, the real map and the mods is, I mean, I've done it all vanilla, and there's something to be said for, each of the mods that at least the mods that I've seen, I would argue that they all make the game a bit easier, right? It doesn't mean it's some huge change to the game that's going to break it and that you shouldn't use them. I'm not criticizing that, but like the transformer that has the pass through is less expensive than the other transformer. I'm not picking on Off the Rails here, but the biofuel plant is a way to get fuel that's easier than having to have the whole refinery and whatnot. The bitumen power plant, same thing. That's not even an option. That's an easier way to get power than to have to do the coal and all that stuff, if you've already got a chemical plant going, of course. So, and then here's the other one, and this was something that Dennis had pointed out. 20 construction office. So I definitely want to build one of these when we go to build a construction office. Speaking of building, we should probably get to building. We're going to get close to having plus 21s here pretty soon if we don't. And so let's go ahead and just make sure all the buildings that we had planned here are built. What is this? Yeah, meat storage. You know what? We have meat going. We can get a meat storage. Yeah, why don't we get that built while we're over here? Where'd it go? There it is. And then we should have this other guy over here. So I guess the next big question, I mean, you know, I guess the two questions that are out there for a vote are do we build the rails across the river, or do we just build over to here, which would be a little bit less expensive and be on the same side of the river? Now, just because of that bridge as much as anything. And it is actually probably closer to this town. And it's probably about the same distance either way, whether we go to there or go to here. So, and then the other question is, well, what do we do next? So what I would like to do, just since I'm not seeing a huge number of votes, is I want to come up to here and at least start building some of these roads into here, just so that they're working on something while we're sitting here talking. And why don't we commit? You guys have seen all of this, I hope, from last week. If not, it's just a real quick rundown again. Power plant, cement plant, prefab panels, just an ore storage for our coal ore, and then we have the ore processing, we have a bricks plant, and we have the coal mine. So we'll get these guys building these roads up to here. The other thing that was a suggestion was from John on today's video was that they have a mod that's the gravel ore with where you can a quarry with a conveyor, so that you could just conveyor this over to there, which would be kind of nice. Now, how are we doing? Did we get this guy done? That's something else. Yeah, I don't want to forget. So let's go here. Let's get all the related vehicles open here. And then we'll switch them, because Lord knows I haven't done enough vehicles switching around in this Let's Play. So we're going to go, instead of to the small shopping center, we're going to come into here and unload anything. And let's get rid of that and send him, yes, go over to here. Okay, so that one's done. And then this guy, same deal. And unload. Yep. Good. One more. Oops, you know what? I didn't put that other guy on unload. I guess it doesn't probably matter, but I don't think I put either of them on wait. All right, so that guy's all set up right. This guy, the one guy wasn't waiting. Yeah, wait. And I'd just like to do this so I know. I don't know. I question why I do that sometimes, but the refrigerated guy, yeah, why don't you turn around, because you've still got a lot of meat on you. Yeah, go back there and wait. All right, there we go. So now we have food coming into here. Now, do we have... Yeah, is this one, same deal over here. Yeah, you go to there. Unload and wait. Let's delete this one. Yeah. And then you, let's see, we should have covered. There. All right, now the problem is, we still have food. Is he going to make it back? And did I get him? Okay. I think I sent them to the wrong place, but that's okay. We might want to consider another truck. We do need to ramp this up. Now, how are we? It would have been nice if I had made it so we could get a connection in there to a warehouse, but that's all right. We're doing okay. As long as we're making food, it's not going to be the most efficient. Now, how are we doing here? We are making meat, and do we have meat stored? And we have meat stored. And I think we should have enough meat to each of our little towns over there. So then, yeah, getting meat exported would be kind of a good thing, wouldn't it? Since we're going to have a bunch of it in any event. All right, so did we get this? Yeah, so this guy. Yeah, now after having done that, let's do more. Unload. All right, so he should be going to here, and that should have a factory connection, so we'll never ever run out of meat to this one. Then the other thing we could do, really, you know what, why don't we do this? Because it would be a little bit shorter trip for this one if he went covered refrigeration. Yeah, let's sneak back here, and instead of him going all the way over to the farm, he could just come into here and get meat out of this one, which is a little bit closer. Right? So why not, he'll come in and load up from here, and that'll be a little bit of a distribution point that's, a few feet less than there. Oh, you know what the problem with that is? I think there's only one parking space here, isn't there? If that other guy starts waiting, well, we'll see what happens. All right, let me read more chats here. Yeah, I don't think I would make a one-way bridge. I think I would just either go for it or not. Like, I don't think it's... I think the problems of trying to make a one-way bridge and getting it all connected, I've learned that the more you try to change things in this game, the harder your life is. In other words, if you're going to get your rails going, then get them going and do it properly and be done with it type thing. Because otherwise, trying to redo rails, and especially if you're going to do it with the actual construction, is just a major pain. All right, so I think, let's see, I'm not really seeing any great votes, so I think here's my vote. Hello, Martin. Welcome, by the way. Buy a meat truck. Yeah, we have a meat truck for the village. The only problem is I think we only have one parking space here, so he's running meat back and forth to this, which will have plenty of meat. Why is there not plenty of meat into here? Yeah, see, this is definitely a weakness of the game. Let's go here and yeah, see, so like we have meat in here, we have a factory connection. And it's this, I think it's just the funny balancing thing that it does. So I would expect that we should get meat in here at some point. If not, this was just a complete waste. Yeah, see, it's not sucking the meat in from this. I really wish they could do a supplier. Yeah, see, now we have no meat for people. Hmm. Yeah, well, that's a complete waste, isn't it? Because you would think that it would at least keep a little bit, tiny bit in here. Maybe when this gets more filled up, we'll see. Oh, is the connection not done? Oh, okay. Thank you. Thank you, Max. That'll explain it, wouldn't it? Yeah, it doesn't look like a connection either. You know what? I kept thinking, like, what is that, a road? And you'd think I'd play the game enough I'd have picked up on something was wrong besides the. All right, so that should be done in a minute. We'll put the meat back on there. Well, we're purchasing the meat anyway, so we're not having a catastrophe. And then, so the question is clothing and fabric or trains first? You know, we don't have a ton of money, but I think we're okay with our money that we can decide either way. But why don't we decide that? And as much for the designing purposes, you know, we're done this road. Yeah, let's keep these guys working on roads. Up into here. This one's not done yet. Should that be? Yeah, we're not really going to have to come in here. Well, we are going to have to bring people up to here. Do we have a bus stop here? Do we have any road connection to this thing at all? No. Okay, that should be interesting. I guess we could, well, yeah, that should be interesting. Okay, we're going to have to do a little leveling, I think. No. Oh, there we go. How about, can I go from like here? Yeah, that lowered that too much. Come on, I thought I saw yellow. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, so that's really raising that a lot. Yeah, I really want you to come down this way. If we can. I built this thing so long ago, I forget what was what. I see a little flash of a guy who wants to work. No, a little more leveling. Put on the wireframe. Yeah, I think that's just asking too much. Yeah, there's no way we're going from here either, is there? Oh, look at that. Why do I need a free excavator? Yeah, that might work. All right, well, we'll need to get an excavator over there, but we'll work on that pretty shortly. So we got to vote for trains, I see. Let's go check if Max was right and that everything is working fine. I don't know if I've ever built. Yeah, there we go. We got 0.57. So we'll leave it on buying meat, but we shouldn't be buying meat over here anymore. Let's take a look at our economy, which we haven't done. We are buying power, which is to be expected. We're buying clothes, electronics, and we bought a tiny bit of alcohol. So off the rail says clothing. Rotzko likes his trains. Yeah, well, the coal. Yeah, the coal is definitely something. We could do probably two things at the same time, I would guess. Right? Like, so, but again, we don't have a huge amount of money, but yeah, we could definitely do two things at once. Now, the other thing I would say is we're probably better off waiting on the trains until we get this done because we can get those prefab panels from this. Where if we do the clothing thing, why don't we start, let's start designing the clothing thing because that may affect how the trains go. Now we have a train line coming over to here. Let's see, I probably didn't really level that enough, did I? Do we have a construction crew close enough? Too steep. Let's go back this way more. Yeah, we do. Good. It's too close. Still too close. There we go. So we have these two train lines that can come out of here. So let's just bring them over further. This is, we really don't need two. Maybe I'll continue with the one. This is a space holder for, we'll just parallel the road at this point. Yeah, we would probably end up with, if we were going to bring corn out of here, we would need to get corn into here. So let's see. Yeah, we would probably want, get those power lines right in the way, sort of. Yeah, I guess I'd have to put it at a, well, we could do this. Yeah, this might be better. Anyway. If we went to like, let's square it up with the grid because why not? Is that too close? No. And then just for a space holder because I don't know that we would build this right away. I think I'd put this. Like say here. Now the only problem with putting it that close is that would be hard pressed to get a bridge over that if we wanted to. Yeah, let's just move it a little bit further away, even though space is relatively cheap. It's not like we have to pay for the land, right? I think we could get a bridge up over these railroad tracks. Yeah, can we get that guy to turn in there? It's kind of tight. Now this is the, just in case we ever, right, so this is the inside right-hand track as we're looking at it. And then this, yeah, let's do a little railroad leveling. Something like that. A little bit more. Right, and as much as anything else, sort of a space holder. And so you know what, if we're going to make a space holder, we might as well be, what happened there? We might as well be official about it. Like I said, I don't know if we'd ever have more than one train in and out of that farm, but just in case we did. There. Now the other thing, and I know some people do this, is, it's not very realistic to have trains. Yeah, let's do, to have trains that don't have a turnaround. We could argue that that would be a thing, even though we could attach these back. This would be like a turnaround, egg shaped or peanut shaped turnaround. Read through a couple comments again. Okay, so how do we want to do? I figuring this space would be good for if we ever wanted to do more meat. So that would leave, we can almost come out with like another, like as we build our city up to get our clothing going, what if we put like a clothing thing down in this general area where we could also supply it? Yeah, we'd have to see. I mean, I don't know how big a clothing thing we would need, but let's start. Oh, you know what? Let's go over. I'm going to go open up this construction office. Yeah, because he's getting these roads done pretty quickly. Yeah, and this should probably really be a paved road. Did we purchase that with? There we go. So let's just shrink him up. Now the other question is do we send, if we're going to be working on that, why don't we, everything over here is built. We're not going to build that pub. We could do the housing for the universities. Yeah, why don't we do that? Because I think we have plenty of steel at this moment and our money's going up. Yeah, why don't we just get those done so they're done. How are we doing? We don't have plus 21-year-olds yet. So what I'm wondering is, if we were to put like say a warehouse out here, that could then accept, we can actually get it from here. Where's the road? Yeah, the road's coming this way, which would be kind of good. Well, this can't accept corn, can it? Oh, yeah, it can. Yeah, so we could put corn into here through our already existing theoretic thing. If we wanted to truck it in for the moment, we could. Or we could, and we could build this railroad track as we got to it. But then I think I'd want to level a little more out this way. Kind of went too fast there. That's more than I really intended. Let's just see what this does for us for a starter. Cable cars. Do you mean like ski lift cable cars or like San Francisco trolley cable cars? Yeah, see, let's see what happens here. But let's go over to crops. No, is it? I thought it was in here. No, I guess not. Don't know why I thought it was in there. There we go. So we have fabric factory. 17 million possible connections is kind of a good thing. I'm already not really liking. I mean, really. Let's see. Can we? Oh, we need a free excavator. All right. You guys have an excavator? Yeah, you're just busy. I'm busy over here building this, huh? Well, let's see. We probably have a free bulldozer, so we'll take advantage of that. Now, the clothing doesn't need to be up at the same level. But I'm thinking we put in maybe 2 fabric factories. Again, not so much because we need that much clothing right this minute, but now fabric factories need what? Yeah, see, is that? I don't know if that's going to work out or not, but let's see. Will these two connect? Yep. And then the fabric factories could connect to... Yeah, that's going to yell at me. Oh, we do have an excavator. Good. Oop, did we lose our excavator? There you go, buddy. Yeah, you know what I think we're going to do? We're going to do a little bit of building leveling. Probably do it this way. Right, and then they could put fabric into here. Now, the other thing is am I remembering right that these can do twice as much? We could have 4 clothing factories, and then what I'm thinking of is that it might be just as easy to do the clothing factories without all the connections. All right, so let's see. No, what did I want? I'm sorry. There we go. Now, could this connect? I'm kind of curious about this. Let's do a little. I don't want to go too close. I'm just going to plop this down there for a second. Can I go? Yeah, okay. So we could do something else down in here. Let's get rid of that. But I'm thinking just for the sake of not having to level half the map, and I know some people don't like, quote, abusing the tool too much. Yeah, well, you have to turn it. Get it a little bit flatter anyway. All right, and then we would do some clothing stuff. And then clothing, well, clothing just needs the fabric. Fabric needs the chemicals. chemicals could come into here. We could try to get it to hold. It'd really be nice if you could. Yeah, we'd have to get the chemicals into here as well, but we could possibly do that by the train attachment here. Right? Bring the chemicals in. Yeah, and then if we, I mean, first we might just buy the chemicals, but then, we could produce chemicals over here, or who knows where. We could talk about that. I don't think we could either transport the oil over here, but I'll just leave that there to remind us that we might, and let's just do this so we don't get, we've kind of blocked where this road would go anyway. Yeah, so the thing about this is, I mean, I like this, but then we don't really have a lot of connections. Can I? I think I did this. Yeah, let's get rid of that for a second. Can I spin that around in a way that makes sense? Yeah, I think we get the road out of there. And then we could possibly have 3 fabric factories down here. Yeah, because I could go like across here. Let's see. We'd probably put this one. Yeah, I kind of almost want it. Well, maybe we face it out this way. Let's see. Is that too far for a? Yeah, and this one could go straight on. So could the next two, really. Certainly not the prettiest, but that would be 3 clothing factories. Again, I don't know if we need that many clothing factories, but no, we wouldn't have people up here just yet, but that would be, yeah, I mean, that could definitely work. What do you guys think of that? We don't have to build it right this instant. Well, oh, these 2 buildings are built. No students. Yeah, so I guess we can. Yeah, these guys probably really don't need, like this over there, these would maybe be the ones that would. Yeah, we're definitely getting some people. Be a little quicker for them. I more built those if we ever build like another town where we don't have a university. You could shove them in there, but here, look, we do have a few people living in there. We'll make sure. Oh, without power supply. Does this guy? Okay. Well, let's. Okay, so they all won't leave there, but yeah, that building doesn't have power supply, so we'll put them in this one for now until we start building more power. Okay, is it 2 fabric? Yeah, you know what? I'll just confirm what you said, but I do absolutely believe you. So we make 5 fabric. No, well, I think you have it. I think you have it the other way around, right? Like according to this anyway, this will make 5 fabric per day, and this will take 2.4 fabric for the clothing factory off the rails. The here's the as far as the chemical plant. Hello, David. By the way, thank you for absolutely. Except for the chemical plant needs more than like it could be better to not transport the oil. Like in other words, if we build a chemical plant, can I get to it from here? We need gravel, wood, crops, and oil. Like in other words, we would be better off since we already have gravel over this way. We could, always build like a little wood outpost if we wanted to, kind of anywhere. But if we could build it, pipe the oil over there, we could. Could we even get? Yeah, this guy. Like in other words, you have four things that have to go into the chemical plant. It might make more sense to build it over here where we already have the oil and we already have the gravel. We could even, like I said, put a little wood chopping outpost here. You don't even need a lumber mill at that point. You just need like one wood thing. And then the crops would be the other issue. The crops would have to come over here from all the way over there. So, yeah, we have the gravel here. Yeah, we're using those two connections. So in other words, it's sort of, that's why I wouldn't necessarily build the chemical plant unless we were talking about just importing all of those things. But why import them if we already have them over here? I don't know. I guess it depends. And then the other thing about the chemical plant is that it's not just for the clothing, right? So we could talk about if we wanted to go to the next step, where would we go from there? Now, this guy's producing our fuel and bitumen. There is another oil thing somewhere like right over here. So we could talk about, oh, here it is. See, we could go over this way and get another oil refinery / chemical / plastic / whatever else. And then there's a lot of iron all over here. This is just, this Bijbrzhik is just full of iron. So if we ever, if we wanted to do other electrical components and stuff, this would be a possibly, what did I do? Not there. Here. See, there's just a lot of iron up over in this whole area. I think there's even more over here. It's not quite as good as over there, but yeah, this is a real good spot right here, real close to where that oil is. So you could talk about coming over into this area with another town. We do have it, like, again, even if we're going to stick to our rule, we could make a town here that could provide people to an oil field and do chemicals up over this way. Yeah, so that's where I'm thinking, just off the rails, is that these two fabric factories should be more than enough to keep 3 clothing factories going. I'm probably actually, yeah, we don't really need these 2 connections. Oh, yeah, we do, because it's 2 food factories. Yeah, we could always drive things to another one, but I think 3 clothing factories would be certainly more than we need. Yeah, David, but there's also the wood and the gravel and the crops. So that, I mean, you asked the question, why wouldn't I just put it right next to the fabric factory? That's not me being argumentative. That's the reason I wouldn't put it next to the fabric factory necessarily. Doesn't mean it's not a good place to put it. It just, that's the reason I wouldn't necessarily always just put it there. Plus, other factories need it too, was kind of what I was getting off into left field with, because we need plastics to do electronic components and other things. So to me, like, the chemicals and the plastics probably go together not more than the fabric needing the chemicals, but, certainly those kind of industries that we might decide to put over here would be good, or wherever. All right, so now do you guys have an opinion about, well, I guess we should get this guy building over here, shouldn't we? Since he's probably, yeah, I need to, okay, good. At least he's still got something assigned. Oh, the other thing is getting another one of the, we have a construction office over here that's sitting there doing little or nothing. Let's just demolish that little end bit of road that I don't know why it's there. Good, so that'll get us connected up to there. Then we never, I distracted myself doing something and we never got a road up to here, did we? Yeah, let's get that done. We can move one of those other construction crews over to here. Yeah, what I was going to do, that's right, we didn't have an excavator. I was going to try to, there we go. Good, that works out. And I think we should pave these roads too. So now, yeah, you know what? That didn't even didn't even interfere with our conveyor or anything. So, good, that worked out well. Do we have? Yeah, that power should be close enough for most of this. Then we're gonna have a whole power plant here. Yeah, so let's commit to these things, even though you guys can't see them anymore. And we'll commit to. There we go. And then let's go take. Yeah, this guy is like a road paving crew. We don't really need him. This guy would be like more our normal construction crew. So let's get the crane and whatever else we can put into a flatbed. I guess we'll. I know it's already, oh, did I click the wrong button? Good. All right, so let's close those. Let's head over here. Get all these guys moved over. Would be nice if there was a button to move the entire crew, wouldn't it? Leave that guy there for a minute. And hopefully remember to go get him, or not. I don't know that we really need another bulldozer over here. We might even be better off with like some other piece of equipment. Yeah, this guy already has 3 mixers. Open haul. Dumpers. He's got a dumper here, but that's it. So let's just send over, instead of sending that bulldozer over, which I think would be of limited value for our, yeah, let's steal a dumper out of this one and put it into this one. Hey, Ted, welcome to the stream. I'm glad you could make it. Glad you have a day off. That's pretty much why I do it on Saturday. I know a lot of people work on the weekends, but was hoping that people could make it in that kind of case. I think we're working on, at this point, getting our coal power plants fired up and all the different various industries that will support. Power and cement place and a prefab panels and a bricks factory. And then we are putting in, or thinking about putting in, a clothing area here. And I guess we need to get some roads over to it, don't we? And then the other thing I want to do is, one of the reasons I'm doing this is to figure out what we would do with trains. So you can see I put in, I don't know that I'd build 2 lines here, but we're going to get a train maybe to bring our crops over at some point. I made a little loop loop around so they could turn around and go back. Semi-legit, I guess you could call that. And then, yeah, you know what? Really, we don't need to attach here if we're going to put... Can we limit the stuff? You know, we can limit the stuff that goes into here. But the other thing we would want to bring into here potentially is chemicals. David's suggesting that we build the chemical plant right next to this, which is a possibility. We would have to get oil and whatnot over here, which... So either way, I think we would want to get a train line all the way across here somehow, kind of tie it into our exports here, and then get over into here to get oil and bitumen, both for export and whatever else. So I think that's what we're working on at this point. Trying to get a new construction crew over here. Oh, you know what? Yeah, you can work on those things, auto search, but I'm also going to maybe give you other jobs as well. Yeah, I don't mind that he auto searches things. Do we want him to... Yeah, how's our population? We're going to start getting to the point where we want to build a few more houses. So we'll keep that in mind. And then this guy is here. Yeah, this should be full, right? Yep, it's full of people. Good. We don't have a bulldozer, but I think we'll be fine without the bulldozer. And then we can start building some buildings and using up some of that steel we have. How is our steel? Yeah, you know what? What do we got going on here? Just people. I thought I saw a traffic jam, but it's just the busing. Very busy busing thing. Prefab panels, bricks, boards. Yeah, I think we could probably up the amount of steel, especially even in the long run. Even if we start making our own bricks and boards and all that stuff, we probably would never use quite as much. Yeah, why don't we do like half of this guy with steel? And then that way we have a bunch more, if nothing else, for all this construction that's going to go on over here. Well, here is power, Ted, right over there. So, yeah, I would like to try to get this stuff built before we actually start working on the clothing thing. But, it doesn't hurt us to get it sort of started to lay it all out and see how it would go. And then the thing I was thinking about is there really any reason to put a train directly into here? Well, I guess the chemical train could just sit in there, right? Because it's the only other thing, regardless, I mean, even if we had the chemical plant right next door, we could decide on I don't plan on a chemical plant immediately anyway, right? So I'm not necessarily planning on building the chemical plant this instant. So we'll probably just purchase the chemicals we need to get this going. But what I'm thinking of is would we park a train in here? Like even if the chemical plant was here, we still might just use a train to bring the stuff back and forth. Or would we just have it drop off here and then go about its loop? Do you guys have an opinion? So let's assume for a second we are going to just have it drop off. Let's get rid of my fancy loop around. Sort of annoys me, to be honest. All right, so let's come out straight a little bit. Yeah, see, I want to come out a little bit straighter. It's kind of a big hill. Let's see what we would do to get our trains over into this area. So we would want make that a little extra long. I look, you know what? I can see the shadows. Oh, that was nice. Yeah. All right. So then this. Yeah, you know what I'm thinking of is, can we kind of cut off some of the angles too sharp. Is that the worst looking bridge? No, not really. Not the worst one I've ever made anyway. Yeah, see, can we... Yeah, that one pole is kind of in the way. Yeah, let me turn that red for a second and sort of... Oops, I didn't mean to do that, of course. Come on, turn red. Yeah, it's not quite straight, but it doesn't, we can just deliberately miss that. All right, this was just a, oops. Not sure why I was putting signals there. I think I remember talking about something with signals. Yeah, I kind of like the way that road's already down a little bit. So let's just delete back tiny bit more. I can't really see. Whoa. Let's try that again. Sorry about all that. I hope I'm not making anybody sick. Okay, so it doesn't like... Well, there we go. Is that straight looking? Kind of. A little bit. Oh, good. A lot of times it fights you going over those roads. I wonder if they made that more friendly. Really? What is... If I go up one, it likes it. If I go back down one, it doesn't. Can't build to infrastructure below the pillars. Okay, did I miss... Well, let's see. Can we get rid of this one and make it look like the other one? Okay. Let's go ahead and put... We'll go check on our constructions in a second here. All right, so we'd have a train that could come into here. Now, the only other thing... Yeah, I really wanted you to go down more, not mess up my railroad tracks. See, it put dirt on my railroad tracks. All right, anyway, let's go check, make sure everybody's busy over here. Yep, you're still doing some roads. That's good. And you're doing nothing. Well, I guess... Doesn't connect yet. Okay. Somebody else is connected. Yeah, and then you can help with those 2 things. How about those 3 things? Okay, that should keep them busy for a little while. And you know what? I did say, how's our steel doing? Okay, kind of full. Steel mill. Yeah, see, we want to use up some steel or get it exporting, which is also why we're doing the train thing, right? And so now, yeah. Got a lot of stuff. Though a lot of it's just those power lines, which we may just have to pause it real quick and get our power lines through. Did I put that track in? Yeah. Yeah, let's just level that up a bit so it looks a bit nicer. So I guess the biggest thing, yeah, you know what? I'm going to pause it just for a minute. And delete these 2 power lines. I'd kind of almost like to go right through here if we could. And we could. Let's just get it far enough that I can put our power lines back real quick. Is that right? Yeah. All right, so let's just purchase those and we get time going again. That way we didn't lose too much. Then we could come up over this hill. And I think that was the worst part, I think, right there. We'll just sort of level it close to what the road is. No. Yeah, let's just bring that the rest of the way up the hill. Oh, what happened there? Miss. That's what happened there. All right, now, is there any consideration for getting over here to the steel mill? Can't see for the trees. There we go. Yeah, I think we'll leave it like this, because definitely getting to be able to move steel around, including exporting some of it. We'll just do this for the moment. Because it's going to be a while before we get up here, but we'll come in here and we'll get that attached. And the other thing I want to try over here is to get a train station to take people up to our steel mill and see how that goes. Like, and drop them off directly into the steel mill at that point. Let me, I've been completely ignoring chat. Sorry about that. You game makers, one bridge. Oh, yeah. Yeah, it would be nice if you had more different kind of railroad bridges. Now, the other thing to say is that it probably would be a lot cheaper to do a road bridge over here. So we could talk about that as a possibility. Like, I don't think there's any reason we can't do road bridges there and there. Sort of why I left this like this. I'm thinking maybe we bring the road around a little bit different. And so maybe this was just a waste of time and we just want to put a road bridge there. Though this one might be a little tough because we're going uphill. And we might not have the length we need. But this one we could definitely get a road bridge in instead of this thing. And that would be a lot cheaper. All right, so now I actually want to jump down here a bit. Yeah, let's level out some of this. Really? All right, let's level it out a little bit further away from that road. To about here, maybe. All right, and then there's not really enough room to have a big, huge intersection right here. Hey, Grand Paco, welcome. Even though I can't understand the words, welcome. So what I'm thinking of is we come a little bit straight just because we want to be able to put a signal. Not because you need a signal for the bridge, but all right, and then let's do this one first. Yeah, I don't understand. Well, let's do this first then. Say like right there. So this won't be the world's greatest intersection ever made, but it'll work. All right, you won't be able to get a train passing in there, but that's okay. Can we go? Yeah, I was hoping for a little bit better than that. All right, so that would be a train track all the way into there. Talk about changing our road system up here a little bit. And the big thing that does for us is gets us attached to here, if nothing else. And then this. Yeah, I'm thinking that, at some point, I don't know if we would put our bricks on a train or our other prefab panels and whatnot, but it would certainly make sense to not eliminate that possibility. So I'm thinking we should probably plan on the train track coming up in through here. Well, thanks for stopping by Off the Rails. I definitely appreciate your input on all of this stuff, and thank you for the mods. I definitely appreciate that you take the time to do that. That's very nice of you. It adds to our game greatly. So, thank you. Yes, and see you next week. Take care of yourself. Hey, Fox Gaming. You might not watch this stream. Why aren't you going to watch the stream? How are you doing, Fox? Foxy Cool. I just saw the Fox Gaming is also known as Foxy Cool. I just saw you were here. And Off the Rails, okay. Workers and Resources is such a wonderful game. Yes, Grand Paco, it's definitely a very nice game. I've played it now, I think, for close to 800 hours. So, I guess I'm a little biased towards it, aren't I? Just make that look a little nicer there. And then, yeah, I'm going to try to swing it a little bit wide here. Let's get rid of this road because that's marking where our oil fields were. I don't think we need it anymore at all. I don't think we're going to build on the oil fields. And I don't think we're going to build any more oil rigs. So, yeah, so in light of the fact that road bridges are cheaper, I'm thinking maybe we could build a little bypass around this and rebuild a bridge. So I'm going to swing it kind of wide and then come around to here. And I think this is all pretty much okay. We can maybe level that the tiniest bit, but let's go back to our railroading. Really? What don't you like about that? Railroad is too close to the road intersection, start or end. Yeah, there's no way to get rid of... There's a road... Like, if we come over here, I'll show you what this is. This is... I'm not going to demolish anything at this moment. Well, I might need to. See how that road ends right there? I don't know of any real way to get rid of that other than to pause it real quick. And then we're just going to accept that and pay for it. Let's go back to fast forward time. And then we should be able to get that guy by. All right, we have this little bit of a problem, don't we? Yeah, I kind of wish you could delete part of that, but let's just bring it up through there. We'll have to deal with that. And we'll go right past our substation. Yeah, we can go over it, just not... All right, I'm just sort of putting this track out here. Oh, look at that. Sometimes you get lucky. All right, so where would we... We have our little tank farm over here, but we didn't really consider exactly how we would connect. I think we could get connections out of here. Yeah, can I get you... That road's kind of too close. This is an innie. Guess we could come out there. So I'm thinking maybe we would put... This one could come out here, no problem. And it's a shame I can't... Can I connect? Well, whatever. We can work that out one way. Whether we get it out of this side of the tank or this one, I think we can we could work that out pretty easily, right? Look, our money's building up pretty well. Yeah, so I'm thinking maybe just in this area, get rid of some of the trees, make ourselves a bit of a flat spot with the old-fashioned leveling tool. But that is slow. There we go. All right, good enough. Fuel loading and unloading. Yeah, maybe. You know what? I'm not going to put that in quite yet because I have a feeling I should just do a little bit of leveling off of there. Not leveling, but flattening. That power line's kind of right where I was aiming for, wasn't it? Keeps raising it up more than I would want. But that's really raising it up, it feels like. Oh, that's not a railroad. Make it look kind of okay. Yeah, the reason I was going there is just to not be right in that power line, but I guess it doesn't matter too much. I mean, trains could come in and, again, I don't know. I do like the idea of making it so it's more realistic so that they could loop around and back in. I guess we could probably still get past that, couldn't we? Too steep. Yeah, I kind of agree with you. Too sharp a turn. Missed. All right, and then we just have something like that if you ever wanted to have two. So that would be a little bit too short on this end, wouldn't it? Well, you could actually, yeah, but if you wanted to stay with right-hand rule, yeah, let's just get rid of, we wouldn't have, well, two trains, one with bitumen, one with fuel sitting there does make sense. Let's, I didn't need to delete that. All right, because you don't want your train, you know what, let's get rid of this couple extra nodes there, right? So that this way we could have a train, and we'd get rid of that bit. And then this could be, oops, building's in the way. There's no building in the way. All right, just leave enough so we get a signal in there. Then you could have 2 trains parked up in either one of these bays, and then have them come back out. Come back out the other track. And I don't know that we'd ever need them to come from this direction, but that would get us oil and bitumen, potentially. And then if we came up this way, we could talk about way down the road. I'm not going to worry about it right now, like I said, because we can even, you know, we're not going to get up to this bricks thing with a train, so we probably would want like a train station. And by the time we did that, we could just put it like anywhere we wanted and just bring by truck and load up the trains with a truck, if we even wanted to do that. But again, it's as much a space holder for us, just so we don't get tempted to build too much in that place and not remember. River, why not build your power into the power plant plus the switch? Auto build that. Why not build your power into the power plant? I'm not sure what you mean. Why not build my power into the power plant? So you're ready to make your own. Use some of the steel. Ted, I'm really not sure what you mean. I'm sorry. All right, let's turn off some wireframe. All right, well, there we go. There's a whole train system laid out. Does anybody have any opinions? And again, part of the reason of doing that is just as we get to working on this over here, which would be our, I'm assuming the general vote is that we do cross the river. So I know that I asked that a couple hours ago almost now. But if we're going to cross the river, then yeah, let's do it. Let's get this guy working on that too. And these guys, yep, still building roads and also helping with the things over here. Why not build your... I still don't know what you mean by lines. You mean lines... Like, what is river? Why the word river, I guess, is my first question. River, why not build your power into the power plant? Why not build your lines to the power plant plus the switch? Oh, you mean like just get connected to our power plant like ASAP? Well, the switch that I would put in, we can definitely, yeah, exactly. So here is a switch, just so you know, that's, here, let's see, can we see it better if we come to high voltage? See, I already have a switch right here in anticipation of that from many moons ago. So we would just have to connect this guy up to this guy, which we could definitely do. We have this now built. We're going to start using up a lot more of the steel pretty quickly here too. Just getting these constructions done. Plus we got a boatload of conveyors. But yeah, we could definitely, at the very least, yeah, will that guy go straight there? Yeah, he will. There we go. I don't know. Is that what you meant? I hope that wasn't. That was it. There we go. That was easy. Oh, river. Okay. Yeah, the river. I'm thinking river. What the hell is he talking about with the river? Like, what's the river got to do with it, you know? Sorry about it. Okay, well, that makes more sense. Yeah. Yeah, we could probably also... Yeah, well, there you go. If Now, okay, assuming that we now know Rever, does that, does that answer your question there at that point? Yeah, so that we already had the switch in place from a long time ago, and that'll at least feed us in when we get this done. And yeah, I guess I don't know if it makes a difference. Which I wanted to get this started. Oop, that's an unfinished conveyor. Just because it takes so many days, like working days, I know, to get that going. So let's take a step back for a moment. Yeah, we still don't have any plus 21-year-olds, which is good. And how is our economy? I mean, our economy's obviously, we're getting up to 800,000 almost. Is there anything that's surprising us? No, power's costing us a bunch. Electronics, clothing. We're talking about getting the clothing thing going. And then, of course, I mean, getting the train tracks going is going to get us a whole new exporting possibility, because we probably, while we were doing all of that, and we still have to finish up getting roads connected to here before we can build it, but how is our meat doing? Oh, we don't really have that much meat here. That's sort of interesting. Now, do we want to we have to be getting more people. How is our people? Yeah, see, ultimately, we probably should talk about getting people up here, with like a passenger train. I'm not sure how well that would work up to here, but just because it's on the side of a hill. But we could definitely, talk about maybe a train station somewhere on this side. We could put more houses on this side of the town. Right? And get, like, I don't know, probably one train station. Because this is just like storage and train station. So, we could get like maybe a train station. That might be a little bit of a... Yeah, see, the problem... When you build all these factory connections, I don't think footpaths can't go through those, right? It's like, I really wish footpaths could go through that. Now, somebody was saying that a road bridge can go over it. Is that true? Because if that's true, that's just a road. Let's try... I don't know. Does a bridge make any difference to them walking? Let's do concrete, since we already have concrete. Oh, yeah. Because people could walk across the... Oops, what happened there? People could... This just be for... Well, I guess it wouldn't have to just be for people, but... All right, because here would be the thing. We would put like a people walkie road. Will people walk over the bridges? I've never really paid any attention if they walk over bridges. Does anybody know if people can walk over bridges? I've never built... So here's what I'm thinking. Like, we couldn't get a footpath there, so it means we'd have to have like a whole nother train station over here. And I'd far rather just have the potential... for like a train station. Where is train stations? Let's go to the right section of the thinger. Yeah, we really just need a small one. Yeah, because I could put like, well, that would be, we'd really want to bunch it over here as best we could. Can we get out of there? Yeah, I think you should be allowed to level in that particular case. Like, so in other words, that train station probably could get, if these people can walk over that bridge, I bet you that would almost be close enough for them to get there. I don't know, let me know what you guys think of that before I go any further with that. It's going to be a while, I think, before we were to get all that fired up. Did you know that you can up the ground to not build bridges over the river? Yeah, I don't, to me, that's a little bit too much. Yeah, like level out across the river. Yeah, it's a little bit too much. I don't want to, it's not cheating, taking advantage of game mechanics, I guess you could say. Like, to me, it is the challenge of the river. But yeah, you could definitely just level across it. All right, so there we go. So now, having done all of that, we probably, I mean, that's quite a bit. Why don't we get rid of this and plan on, the more I talked myself into it, even though the rail bridge is beautiful and wonderful and all that, I think we would plan on doing a thing there. Now here, like I said, I think that a bridge would be, we've got, what do we got going on here? Oh, that's right. We were going to build this. Yeah, you know what, guys? Get on that. Yeah, you don't have a bus, do you? You know, I think I'm going to give you a bus. Do we have buses sitting around? Where's our depot? No. I don't, and let's just go check over here real quick. Make sure we don't have... Now, cisterns. Yeah, so we got enough money. Let's buy them at least a bus. And a red bus, because it's red. There we go. So now they'll get to work on some of those footpaths and whatnot they haven't been able to do. And I'll take them off of the auto search. And I'll leave them on the auto search. There's nothing that I don't want them to build that they could build. Is this suspended? Yeah, that's suspended from construction. And that'll get them working on this here. Yep, good. All right, so now, yeah, so I'm fine with that. This would eventually be a bridge across here, a road bridge. But again, I don't know that there's some huge amount of traffic. And this would be road bridges, and we'd have to redo our road network a little bit. I guess we could. So that's not going to let me cross right there. Since we're here doing it, let's go across the road pretty straight. Just going to delete this. Look at that power line. Yeah, you know what? Let's pause it real quick. Delete that power line that got buried anyway. And just put our railroad. Yeah, I don't know that we really need two, but there we go. Then this guy, come out straighter. Holy, look at all that leveling. Yeah, I guess that doesn't look too bad from different angles, does it? Still doesn't want to be green. There we go. All right, so now we can put our power line back up. It doesn't change, it just got rid of that one pole. All right, good. Got power back again. So the idea with that, even though I might change it, would be this would be where we'd get a passenger thing in. And then I'm wondering, yeah, you know what? Let's attach this to like there for now. So I can get rid of this one. How close are we to... Yeah, see, we don't really want to build any houses over here anyway. Yeah, I'm thinking maybe I don't like that. Maybe I want to... I know I'm getting distracted. But I don't think there's anything else we need to worry about too much, is there? So if we were to put a train platform here... Let's just level out a little more of the area so that it's leveler. All right, if we were to put a train platform in this area, let's get rid of this. No, wrong one. Right, and can we make that turn? Because we just have like a train that would... Yeah, we can make that turn. Right? I mean, it wouldn't... Well, even if we wanted to have a loop... Can they come back out? Yeah, that's going to be tough. Too steep. So what I was wondering is if could we do a... Now, the way I would do that is to change this up a little bit. And I would take enough to put a signal in. Angle of connection is too sharp. Why is the angle... Oh, because this... Yeah, I think it's just the way it ended. Right, we could have some more houses right here. I'm kind of not really liking... Well, I'd want to figure out where we would put our houses first, but the idea would be somewhere out here. Yeah, let's go straight like there. We just level this down a bit. Right, now I don't know if these two trains should be... But we could have like a loop of trains that fed people up into here. Yeah, Yeah, I don't know that we would come back around the other way, but we could come into here. I got a lot of trains designed, don't I? Yeah, we should probably definitely talk about something else for a little while. The caption on the bridge. Oh, yeah, so they can walk. There's just no better bridge for walking, is there? Yeah. Yeah, so they walk a little bit slower over the bridge. I don't know. I mean, I think when they walk slower, they. Yeah, and I don't think we're going to get it to be too much shorter than this, the distance, because we can. Let's make sure we can do. To me, it's worth the experiment. Can I connect? No. You know what? Let's get rid of this for a second. Can I do. Let's make it a little bit longer. Yeah, see, I can get a walking path. All right, so there's that factory. Oh, this factory could be a problem. Yeah, that factory could definitely be a problem to get people to it. Or are we just trying too hard? I think I'm just trying too hard. And I think the thing to do, yeah, see, I hate the idea of them having to loop all the way around and then drop people off. Yeah, see, that should be, oops, I didn't mean to close that. I don't know how well that's going to work out, but it should. So in other words, corn would go to this thing as well as over on this side. Yeah, that would be for other things coming in. Yeah, I'm thinking that, having a loop all the way around this would be good. I'm just wondering if it would get to be too long for people to want to ride all the way around there. Probably not. I guess we're not really that far away, especially if we. Yeah, I mean, I think people could do it. Though, would they? Would it be too far to try to go all the way around all of that? And the other thing would be to just have it so that what if we put a railroad bridge? Can we do a railroad bridge over the factory connections? Is that just because I'm too close? Yep, it's just because I was too close. All right, and then we would just have another. Yeah, let's level that off a little bit. Yeah, and so we would want it to, probably rate. Just need a small train platform. Now, would that train platform be too far? Yeah, I don't think it would be too far from this factory, especially if we tried to make sure it was kind of as far down this way as we could, or which was reasonable anyway. Stay kind of wide of that so that we can get road connection in. And then we'd have to get this so this one I'm on the inside. I don't know if that's going to be a problem, but yeah, see, I definitely think they could walk from there. We need roads. Yeah, we also, before we even do that, though, we should think about how we're going to get the clothing out of here. Maybe we just have a... Yeah, I think we get rid of this. For the moment, anyway. And we're not going to be producing that much clothing. We could probably have like just a truck come up to another train cargo station. If we ever wanted to do clothing by train, which I guess we would. Let's do... Right, so we could just have like trucks that would go on, take that out of there. Probably want to get, yeah, we need to get roads in. Yeah, let's get rid of that bridge. That was my trying too hard. Yeah, and see this fabric factory, if it was supplied, well, we could always put a bridge out of here. Like, in other words, the truck that would come into here, oh, you know what, this could be, some of this at least could be walking path. Not that that would have to be right there, but then we could, yeah, this would be walking path road, at least up to a certain point. Yeah, this could probably just be a gravel road. For construction purposes, you know, and then really nobody's going to drive to that train station. Get rid of that little bit. So, can I change that to gravel? Or let's do this first. Let's go. All right, so they could walk from there. This would all be walkie path road. We could probably do this. And that could just be regular road. And then this could just be gravel road. And again, that would just be for like the fire company kind of thing. Same thing with these buildings. They would just have to be... that wouldn't have to be attached. Right? Construction / fire purposes. And I guess we could even temporarily use them to supply these things. What do you guys think? This would have to get attached. Yeah, everything's attached. It's certainly not the prettiest thing I ever built, but what do you guys think of that for clothing? So we'd have our rail loop. And again, a lot of this stuff would be a long time before we ever build it. But then, you know what I don't like about this? Let's get rid of this. Real carefully do that. And then let's go. Yeah, you know, when it comes to getting the clothing out, why don't we do that? And maybe we bring it back to here. That's not what I meant to do. All right, and then if we had a cargo train that was coming in here, no, that's not what I want to do. It would come in here, and we'd leave enough room to get a bridge up over there. Again, this I'm not worried about it being a bridge, just because nobody's really going to be driving there ever. We'll just leave this plenty. Oop, that's not what I wanted. All right, and this would be the back out. So we would drop people off that way. Now the other thing to consider would be, yeah, maybe we break off like right here. And we'd have another passenger loop. Yeah, in order to get people here, we would have the same problem. So I'm wondering if we wouldn't come around this way. Yeah, that's going to kind of cross and be a bit of an issue. I'm going to delete all these buildings. Yeah, the problem with that is we're not getting people close enough into here, are we? Yeah, I don't like that. We'll think about that more later. I wonder if we could do some kind of combination sort of thing where we did like trolley stops and whatnot. We'll leave that there to kind of remind me that we probably want to try to bring people into here, but could we do, you know, like a bus stop that would take them the rest of the way? Oh, look, this guy's working on that. Good. Okay. Yeah, I don't think I have a problem with him working on that. Though I wouldn't have been my first choice. Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, look, he's working on this road too. Okay, go to town, buddy. There we go. All right, so we're working on our clothing thing. Or at least the roads into our clothing thing. How are we doing over here? Let's talk about something else besides trains. So I guess you guys can see all of that. I think I'm going to commit to the train lines in the sense of click this button here. There we go. And then what else do we have here? Might as well, just so we don't end up building them by accident, just commit to those footpaths and building connections. All right, so then we can we'll start building these roads and we'll start getting over there eventually. But let's come back over to here. Anybody have any questions about what's going on? Or we got, oh, look, we got a coal mine. Good. Now, these guys sitting around doing nothing. Keep busy. Yeah, that'll use up some steel right there. Where's that one? Right there. Good, so we could start producing coal. So I guess power plant would probably be one of the first ones to get going. Oh, that guy, is that building on fire? It's a brand new building. And I think one of the things they said in the patch notes was that buildings would be less likely to catch on fire if they didn't have any workers or electricity. There we go. Good job, guys. All right, so having done that and having all of our railroad tracks connected, why don't we, this guy's, I mean, we're doing pretty well with money. Do we get another construction crew going, do you think? Let's take a look at our economy here for a second, and in particular this one. Yeah, we're only spending $11,000 on constructions. Steel here is full. Yeah, we really... Or do we just divert these guys? See, I have this whole construction crew here. We have this site partially built. But I'm just wondering if we're going to do that much construction to have 4. Yeah, I think we could do 4. But what do we have in here? Why don't we steal some stuff from this guy? We don't really need a roller. Yeah, why don't we put that guy in there, and we can do about 3 of the dumpers. Oh, we already have an excavator over here. Yeah, so let's just send the open. I guess 2 of them wouldn't have hurt us, but so now, yeah, this doesn't need to be much of a construction crew, to be honest, but we could probably use, yeah, let's get them another, no. I didn't really mean to do that. Rail construction, oh, I started auto building it. Yeah, I was thinking I was buying a vehicle for this one. Oops. Yeah, this guy does 13 tons. We still don't have the KMZ yet, do we? All right, so we'll have 2 open hauls. We probably need a couple buses. And a crane wouldn't hurt. And let's get them 2 red buses. And we'll get them back to working on this and this and this. And then, what is this? You're just a parking lot for supplies. Yeah, do we want to get... Let's take a look. No, not there. Conveyors. Yeah, let's get a road. Truck aggregate unloading. All right, so this way we can bring regular supplies into here. We can bring the gravel into here. We also have a few parking spaces we can use right there. So that means we'll need another road. What is that road? Oh, that's the old road. Yeah, it's not really going anywhere. You know what though? Yeah, let's just stay with that theme. We'll just do a gravel road from there to there. right? And this guy should auto find that road. Yep, there it goes. Good. So he won't be the fastest crew, kind of like a half crew there. And then let's get this conveyor. Sound good? What do you guys think? Any opinions? You guys have been quiet for a fair period of time. So any opinions about what's going on? Let's get this guy before I forget. Good, he's done something else. Yeah, we'll get him assigned to that. And this guy... Yeah, I guess we could... That's the cement output. What is... Okay, that's conveyors and such. Okay, the things they got done were those. Yeah, how are we doing on steel over here? Plenty of steel. So let's keep assigning things until we run out of steel. Oh, look, we got a bricks factory. Yeah, this, I think we're going to have to... Let's auto purchase that, because I don't see us getting a road into it. Give this other guy some other assignments. How's that sound? Let's get him... Do we not have a road to this? Okay. Well, we need a road to that. Yeah. Too steep. Yeah, sometimes you could cheat it that way. All right, so this is going to be the cement factory, which we really don't need. Yeah, let's just see. Can I get that? Really, you won't go underneath of that wire? Oh, there we go. All right, it's more just for construction purposes. Now, we do have to talk about how we'd get people in there. Like workers, that is. Yeah, it might not be bad to have a bus stop. Can we get a bus stop in? Small bus platform. Really? Let's go for a little bit of a smaller building leveling. Oh, is there something? Oh, there's that conveyor right there. Okay. There's a conveyor right there. Okay. Maybe this is a job for the... Nope. Got it in that way. I don't like that because it kind of turned around the wrong way. Just won't fit in this way by a little tiny bit. Like that one little dot. I saw green. Okay, so back to footpaths. Of course, well, they can walk in this way, can't they? All right, can I get another footpath off of here? Yep. All right, so now we'll have a bus stop here. So this guy's still on auto search, right? Yeah, so he should go and build those roads and footpaths. And then when that gets done, we can build the bus stop. People could just get driven right up to here, dropped off. This one will need people. Are you close enough to this bus stop? No, but if we got you a footpath, would you be? Oh, we just have to get your footpath built. Let's unsuspend your construction. Yeah, I'm thinking that bus stop might be close enough for them to get there. We'll see. And then this ore processing plant. Yeah, we got the road, so question is, yeah, I think there's going to be a lot of buses coming up here. Really probably should have built a big bus stop right here. And how is our plus 21? No plus 21s yet. Good. Yeah, if the mic wasn't working, well, people are usually pretty quick to tell me about the mic not working. Yes. Yeah, that's. You mean this? Yeah, you know what we need is like a rope that pulls you up there. Yeah, that's a heck of a hill. Fairly unrealistic, huh? But hey, they don't seem to mind the hills at all. These people are like mountain goats. And I think I made a comment at one point about mountain goats in Mongolia. And there are mountain goats in Mongolia. There are mountains in western Mongolia. So we are progressing quite nicely. I'd like to see us using more steel up. Good. We're not full to the max over here, are we? Just because we went through so much work in the beginning and the last live streams to get steel going, and now we're not really even taking full advantage of it, but we do have our construction crew over here. Good, they're working. So we'll get a train thing. Oh yeah, we should probably get away for our trains. Thinking that it doesn't really matter. I probably only need one connection out of here. This is our train depot. Right, just enough to get them in and out onto the tracks when we buy a train or need to repair one or reorganize one. We don't need to repair them. Yeah, I guess repairs in this game would change it a lot. I don't know. I haven't looked at the road map in so long. But then we'll get all this starting to be built. And hopefully around that time, we'll be firing up some of this. And in light of firing that up, I'm really feeling the urge to maybe build these two houses. Since they're cutting through the projects pretty well. Yeah, let's have them. So that way we just have a few extra houses. And then I think I'd like to plan on my new favorite house. I like this thing. I'm sorry. It makes me laugh. If nothing else, I like it because it makes me laugh. Will you fit in? You're not getting too close to that stuff. I don't think so. Will you fit in right there? No. Oh, yes. Yeah, so is this already... Yeah, this guy's going to work on that road. Did he get this footpath done? Yeah, he got that footpath done. So will this... Yeah, say they can walk there. Good. So that'll cover our brick factory. Now you would think bricks would need more than just coal. Ore processing plant. How are we getting 2 workers there? Like, where? How are people getting? Why do we have 2? Oh, construction site. Never mind. Ignore me. I'm thinking never mind. They're not regular workers. Yeah, we could upgrade the wood bridge at some point. You know, I think we have enough. Let's see if we have enough construction going on. And I know people like to look at the economy and whatnot at times. Yeah, see, now we're getting up to 60,000, which is, well, let's see what we did last month. Yeah, see, we're getting to that point where we're doing about as much construction as we really can afford to at this moment. I know in some ways it doesn't feel that way, but when you add these two numbers up, it's greater than the amount that we're making. So over time, we're going to be depleting our resources. Doesn't mean we couldn't do a better job with our resources and making more money and stuff, but we're sort of maxed out on construction at this exact second. Now, it could be because some of the buildings we're building are particularly expensive or something, but like I feel pretty good with where we're at. Now, as far as people goes, yeah, look, we're up to 47, so we're gaining quite a few people. Like I said, I'm expecting to see a plus 21-year-old, which will be quite a lot of hours into the map before we've had any plus 21 years olds. So yeah, we're building roads over here. We'll get all this constructed. We'll switch back over to it. These guys are working on getting the roads paved. Now this is, we're just waiting on mechanical components, but then we can get a bitumen truck to not be driving back and forth if we get that finished. Can we turn down the amount on the tanks? Like, do they have to fill the tanks? Yeah, see, it would be nice if you could say only store 50% in these tanks. Sort of like I guess none of them really let you limit it, but you could always, say, like, don't store so much fabric, and that would take up the space of the others, like things you don't plan on putting in there. What we have is mechanical and electrical components in here now. But nice. I'm quite happy with the way things are going. We can we'll be close. Well, we still got a lot of work on the power plant. 4,600 days. That's all right. We'll be pretty shortly. I know I haven't seen Radomir here, but he likes to get the bricks going so you could build brick houses. So I'm sure he'll be happy to see that happening. And then this is, we could get, you know what? We need a road up to this thing, don't we? Could just be a dirt road. Yeah, can you come off of here? Need a free excavator. Okay. We're not too far away, so we just don't have a free excavator. Everybody's busy. We're sitting there doing nothing, one of the two. Yeah, what are we waiting on? Gravel. How is gravel doing? Yeah, gravel seems okay. We're using it, which is good. Yeah, trucks. Yeah, we're doing fine. I don't think we could use too much gravel. That's the other thing. When you start really ramping up your construction, you start running out of other stuff. If you're trying not to purchase the stuff, that is. Now, what are you guys assigned to? Plenty. Mainly that power plant. And you're doing the roads for us, which is good. Yes, this road's done, so you know what, why don't we give you this to do? Because you will eventually run out of roads and such. And then the other, that's the one. Yeah, my new massive house. Definitely want to get that built. Just to say it. Hopefully we can even get that done in this live stream, right? Okay, we haven't really paid much attention over here, but we're not full of bitumen on the export side, but we're full on this side, which is fine with me. Ooh, fuel. Ooh. Yeah, and this is the exact reason that I wanted to do this kind of system. So it's sort of working out, but I think we need to park a couple of these trucks. We're exporting too much fuel. Yeah, so you're just waiting to turn around. Let's see if we can't. We're running out of fuel. Now, are we doing okay here? Yeah, I mean we're. You're gonna go in there and get fuel. I need to get one of you guys on your way back. That's a bitumen, of course. That's a fuel. Yeah, let's take 2 trucks off of that. Not sure how much difference that'll make, but yeah, and see what'll happen here is now that there's no truck there, it'll start filling this up a little bit more so that we'll have more in reserve. Now the other thing we could possibly do, let's switch one. You're all going to be fuel if I'm looking for. You know what we can do nowadays? We can do this. Yeah, let's switch one more over to exporting some bitumen. All right, so we'll export a little bit less fuel and a little bit more bitumen. So that way we don't run out. Good. I'm glad we checked that because that could have, well, I don't know. We'd have to start buying fuel, which doesn't really make any financial sense to export it and then import it into the middle of the map with the purchase thing. Yeah, so we want to get that road. I guess I need to calm down on the... We got a bulldozer, but we don't have an excavator. I want to get that road in before I forget so we can build that. Yeah. Eventually we'll find a spot where the bulldozers are, or the excavators are free. So any other questions or suggestions? We'll get this stuff built. We've got a lot of railroads built. Let's commit to that other little bit of railroad track that I laid down. Yeah, that'll be a problem with getting back in here to build this, won't it? Yeah, we may just auto purchase this. Now the other thing to think about is I don't think that rail construction guy is going to be able to do everything. Do we want to consider another one? And I'm thinking of like maybe close to where the supplies are. Yeah, do we want to build another construction thing in this area? Rail construction? Especially if eventually we push over into other areas, right? We could end up with a town over here. You know, a lot of what I did today with the rail construction, I consider it as much of a placeholder, right? So that you don't use that, like, we don't have to build this exactly right here and all that, but it kind of reminds us if we start building more houses. Yeah, see, some of these houses don't have too many people. Yeah, we're really okay over here with people, aren't we? Or with housing. And again, we did build those couple, so that's kind of a good thing. Now, how about over here? Yeah, that one's getting. That's all right. Well, we're building a few more houses, so we can. I don't know if it's good to max them out or not. Yeah, how's our ambulances doing? We have people. Our bar, yeah, a couple people go there. Now, are the people over here living longer or shorter? 86, 86, 88. I'm looking at their average lifespan, 88. And then if we come over to here, are they any 89, 88, 88? Really? You know, the alcohol doesn't seem to be making any real significant difference. Like, these people are just as happy. They have just the same lifespan as the people over here who have a pub. Now, I know maybe they all can't get to it or something, but, you know, it just, the pub just doesn't seem to make any real difference. And if anything, it causes you problems if they are going there for their happiness, because it cuts down on their lifespan dramatically. Okay, good. We got this road built. Let's get it right on top of the most important building, the 21-story monument to people. Yeah, we could go over here. You mean over here, plan some houses? Yeah, let's do. Let's just do a couple of these. Yeah, I hate that. You know, let's do a little. Yeah, so that's all a little low. That's a lot low, isn't it? Okay. It really does make me laugh. I mean, I know it's just a silly building, but I like it. A little bit further. All right, can we get roads in? I think I may have gone a little bit too tight there. Yeah, see, that won't attach. Yeah, will this one attach? Some other infrastructure's in the way. What? Okay. Yeah, let's go a little bit. Yeah, see, now that I put that in, go a little bit this way, and then here. All right, how about here? Now, so when we took a look at those houses, 300 people, so that's 1,200 more. That's a massive number. Yeah, I was sort of afraid of this. Let's just do it a little bit different. Let's go back over to roads. And since we're getting so many more people in here now, why don't we... Yeah, let's just bring this... Yeah, let's bring this a little bit out and a little bit out. Are you going to be able to get there? What do you guys think? They're all kind of crooked. It's all right. First house parth up. There we go. And then these guys will just auto search and probably find those roads to build. Now, are you auto searching far enough? No, let's just get you auto searching so you can get all of the roads down here done. Then we can talk about firing up the clothing. I think we'll fire up the clothing, not fire it up, get it started maybe next week. We'll just stay focused on, and this will be, let's see, each one of these should hold up to 300 people, or a little over 300. So that's 1,200 plus another 1,800 people right there. So yeah, can we get the railroad? See, this, we'll have to redo this. Maybe we'll redo that next week. Yeah, we'll let them start building these roads. Is this... Yeah, you know what? Suspend that construction. We'll let them build all these little roads in here. It'll be fine. And how are we doing over here? Oh, we have this done. Is this guy being worked on? Missing concrete. Hopefully you guys are working on that. Mixing concrete mixer. Okay. Concrete mixer. The biggest one, please. Doesn't that one look a lot bigger? It looks like a different person did this one with the art. See how it's just a different dimension there? There we go. They've got a concrete mixer now, so that'll proceed again. How did you get this? Oh, you know what? I probably auto purchased. Yeah, let's immediately cut down on the amount of boards. And we will probably need bricks at some point. I just like to cut it down a little bit, even though we'll need some bricks to do these. Quite a few bricks to do that, but they're pretty close, so... And I can't really get the trucks going until we get this built. But this road's done, so they can... Okay. You can start working on this and this. Good, we got the depot going, so when we are ready... we can build a train, but we'll have to get, I don't want to start, well, we could get a cistern. We do have lots of cisterns. All right, so this is the fuel. And come into here. There we go. So we've got a cistern going, and then yeah, we'll have to buy some dumpers and whatnot for here. And flatbeds. And I don't think we have any extra that kind of thing. Oh, good luck. We're starting to use up some steel. So how are we doing over here? Do we have enough? We might not have enough steel truckage. Yeah, I don't know if we should put another one on here or not. But you know what? Why not? Because we'll be able to use them. Matter of fact, let's get 2. Eventually, yeah, this one I think is, we'll get 2 of these guys. And for now, we'll put them both going from here. Where am I? To here. All right, so we'll get some more steel brought over to here for the moment. Once this gets all done being built, which, you know, should be pretty shortly, we can have them haul steel over to this guy here. So, you know, we should probably talk about, well, yeah, see, that's sort of far out of the way. Yeah, at some point, well, we don't really plan on a lot of construction over here, but that's one of the reasons I like to have a depot of supplies, because then you don't have to truck things quite so far. But that's all right for now. We're getting started. The map's really just starting to get warmed up in some ways. Mike, I don't know, but I bet you it does. Or at least most of it. Oh, yeah. Yeah, more. Holy. Boy, look at that. I don't know if that's, I don't really remember it doing that before, but I guess it's just the clouds. Yeah, it's way covered. So yeah, we're in good shape. It covers all the way out to our farm buildings. Look at that. Just on the edge, but it does cover the farm buildings, and it actually covers the whole other side of town. And then we have another fire station right here, and this one even covers the clothing. So we've got good fire coverage. And then the firehouses, just to go over it, we should have another one over here. Now the question is, does the firehouse here cover the crane? Where is our firehouse? There it is. No, it doesn't cover these buildings. It's kind of a long drive too, isn't it? But we definitely do need to get fire coverage over there. Now the question is, yeah, I guess we should just put it. Hopefully, I think people will be able to drive to here for work. Yeah, you're auto searching roads, so you should pick that road up. Yep, there you go. So he'll do that road, and then we'll get that firehouse built over here. So thanks for bringing that up, Mike. I don't think that was your question, but yeah, that won't be a bad thing to have a little bit more fire coverage. If we ever do decide to do anything over in this area with this town, we can we'll have it covered. And it won't cost us that much in the meantime. So how is our power plant doing? Our power plant is built. But that was pretty quick, wasn't it? Or is it just me thinking it was quick? All right, so that means you could probably use more work. Yeah, coal ore processing. You know what? Do we have a free excavator? Yes, apparently we do. There we go. So you, where are you? There you are. Let's start getting this built. All right, that's all of that. Yeah, that's going to be a lot of steel right there, but we just upped how much steel is coming over. And you're doing the coal ore processing plant. Yep, good. That road's built. Bus stop. Yeah, so this will be for the beginning of next week. We'll have much of that being constructed as we look at that steel rolling out to jobs. Yeah, how much? Oh, look at that. 100 and some steel. Yeah, that's... Well, we'll see. How are we doing? Are we using up a little bit anyway? Yes, good. So we're not completely wasting our time, though we are importing iron. Why are we importing? It's probably a matter of getting enough workers. Good. This is our ore production. Yeah, so we're maxed out on workers here. There you go. So yeah, we're not purchasing too much of that stuff, I hope. No, as a matter of fact, none. But we did buy steel. Why are we... Oh, because I auto-purchased that thing. That's what it was. When I auto-purchased the conveyor here, this guy, because I couldn't get a road up to him. That's why. That's good. If that's the reason, I'm okay with that. So, do you guys have any thoughts or suggestions as we end the stream here fairly shortly? Anything that you'd like to see or have me think about throughout the week, or questions? Let's take a look at our population. So just to review that, we went from 3,975, we're up to 4,800. We had 1,800, almost 1,900 workers, so we went up like 350 on our workers because we're up to 2,250. And we have 1,100 babies. We only had 916 to start, and 1,168 kids. We're now up to 1,400. So, yeah, we definitely need to get the houses built. But there we go. Look at that, 341 people. So this prefab, did I click on the wrong one? No, are they starting to move in there that quick? Yeah, they're not moving into my. Come on, come live in the. Like, whoever lives up here, I hope they have an elevator. That's for sure. But, oh, does this one not auto suck in people maybe? Let's see. Can we relocate a few? Good, the game didn't crash. Not that I thought it would, but yeah, it wasn't one of the houses over here getting, yeah, this one was getting kind of full. There we go. Should be no problem for the plus 21s of the world to move in there. So we got quite a bit more housing. What do these hold? Yeah, call that 400, almost 700, housing for 700 more people. So just with those three buildings. So that's good. Now we should probably also, yeah, at some point next week we should talk about getting, we only have this one little bus stop, and I'm wondering if we probably should, well, we have this one, but should we get another bus stop over this way somewhere that can just make that other one a little bit less busy. Ted, I'm not sure if you put your chat in before or after I said something, but yeah, I think all of our fire, everybody's covered with fire. I did check. I don't know if you saw that or not, but checked each of our firehouses there, and we're in pretty good shape. Yeah, these are all walkie roads, so it's going to take them a while to build those. But yeah, people seem pretty happy. We're making progress. I'm glad to see that we're finally using up some of our steel, so I don't feel like we are, if we're not going to export it, we want to use it, and we don't have a real good way of exporting it. Now, when we go to start building train tracks, that's going to suck up a lot of the steel that we're making. That'll be a good steady use of it. Keep these guys busy doing those things, but that'll probably have to wait till next week. And how do we do with our fuel and bitumen? So bitumen still in the 400 range. Fuel here is 0, which is, I'm fine with that because there's a truck sitting there. Oh yeah, look, we're still. Yeah, you know what? Let's go up here. Yeah, we need to get. Let's take another 2 trucks off of exporting fuel. Yeah, there's no reason for us to be running out of fuel other than we're just exporting too much of it, which doesn't make a huge amount of sense to me. Unless, no, these guys are all chugging away. I mean, there's no, you can see them all moving. So we don't have any more oil here at this point. Now that's where maybe we could start with the suggestion. Could we do these lines go over the water? Yeah, we could bring power over here and suck more oil out of this area. Now, they're going to be polluters if we ever wanted to do anything else in this area, but then I guess we would just not have to have houses close to where they were polluting. We're just going to bus workers over to here. I'm not going to fire up a whole town just for the rail construction. It's one of the reasons not to do the rail construction on the other side of the river. Like if we decide to do something else here, but no, I'm not going to. I didn't plan on putting people over here at this point. Not unless we're going to do like more of an industry. We only need a very limited number of workers. Why is that at 0? Oh, because we don't have any rail cranes. But yeah, no, we'll just have some buses take people over there. I don't think there's any. Again, we could take a vote on it, but I don't think there's any particular great reason for building a whole city over here just for the rail construction people and just for the firehouse people. I do it all the time that way. It's not the most efficient, but neither is busing people. But it won't be a problem. And again, if there was something else to do over here, then maybe we would. I don't know. I can't watch the video. But yeah, we did. It did drop a lot. Why did it drop so much? Let's see. You know what? Let me pause it just because it is the end of the episode, or end of the live streams, 5:00 my time, which is Eastern time, U.S. So let's just go take a quick look. I also paused it just for the sake of power. Yeah, there's. Yeah, steel. Well, what's today's date? The 13th. Are we purchasing steel? Oh, you know what? We might be. Yeah, maybe we're purchasing. I don't know. Could we be purchasing it here? Yeah, I don't particularly want to purchase it though. So let's take that off of purchase. See if that's part of the problem. I mean, some of it is because we're doing all this construction. So, let's come over to this tab. Yeah, look, 600,000. That's what I was saying earlier. We're doing enough construction. I know people get anxious to build more and more and more, and it's a little bit different. I don't know if you guys are auto building where your costs are always coming out immediately. But if you're not used to the regular construction, you just have to be like more patient about it because it's like the cost is coming, and it's one of the reasons that I want to get all of this fired up, right? Because we're buying, well, we didn't buy many bricks last month, but we're buying bricks and mechanical components and electrical components. Last month we spent $518,000 on steel. So, and I'm pretty sure now that I look at that, that's just probably from purchasing it in here, I would think. Unless there's something else going on that I'm not aware of, but I'm pretty sure it would be from here. I don't know if there's any real way to tell where we purchased it, is there? Can we click on that and... Yeah, see, we can't click on this like you can in other screens. Like this year, yeah, see, we can't. Yeah, it doesn't let you click to see where you're actually using stuff, which would be a nice little improvement. But yeah, it looks like last month we spent $973,000 on imports. Yeah, so but you know what? It doesn't necessarily break my heart, Dennis. It goes back to your theory of if you're going to have money, use it. It's better to be using it. So we'll definitely have to keep an eye on that in the beginning. But it also looks like 13 days into this month we did, and then I took off. Yeah, I don't think there's any other place we could be buying steel, right? Like there's no manufacturing that we're doing. So it only makes sense that it was probably coming from here before we put those extra trucks on. At least it makes sense to me. But we'll keep an eye. Hopefully we'll remember to keep an eye next week. Well, if our money goes down to nothing, we'll have kept an eye, which is one of the really nice things about getting this power plant going is because right now we don't have any power if we run out of money. So you really do kind of want to get past that point in the game because that can literally kill your map at that point. So at least if you have a power plant and coal production, there's a chance that you can keep going by shutting buildings off and such, and just get things, you can just cut off power lines if you have to whole areas, and it'll at least get you going potentially. How is our inflation? Our inflation is, I always use the steel measure, so to speak, and compare it to when we start out, we're at about 300. I usually just call it 400, and we're up to almost 1,200 to buy steel. So you figure we're 3 times as much as we were when we started out. So to give you an idea, it would be the equivalent starting money of what, like 1,800 or something like that. Somewhere in that ballpark, like 20%. So in other words, if we had 200,000 in the very beginning, that's the same thing as having 500,000 now, something along those lines. Now, I don't know. Do all of these go up identically and back down identically? I don't know. But if whatever they do, it's fine. That's my measure of the inflation right there. So any other questions or comments as we wrap it up? I appreciate all you guys watching and yeah, let me know if you have any suggestions. I did get a suggestion. I didn't see Steve today. I hope he's okay. But I think he had his suggestion that maybe we could play, was it Railway Empire? I think that might be a multiplayer game. I'd definitely be interested in doing a multiplayer with you guys, at least some of you. I don't know if that sounds like a good... I'm not the most competitive person. So, like, when it comes to, like, what I would want to do in an online kind of thing together, it's not necessarily competing. I mean, it's not that I'm not competitive. I can be competitive. It's just not my nature. It's one of the reasons I play a game like this, where I'm not really competing with anyone else. I'm just doing my own thing. But look, if you look, we're picking up momentum here. There's a lot more going on. We've got, there was times we didn't get hardly anything done, but now we've got 3.5 construction crews at least going on things. And, we did take a big hit to our money, but that's all right. It's money spent. It's spent on getting this stuff going, which will save us money in the long run, and it's all good. Yeah, thank you, Dennis. I hope you have a wonderful evening or night. I guess for most of you it's night. For me, it's just starting to be dinner time. So again, thanks for coming out. I do appreciate it. I know there's some of you here each week, and welcome to the people that haven't been here before. So hopefully I'll see you guys again next week at the same time. All right. Well, take care of yourselves. I want to say goodbye. I'll read the chats for a few minutes, and later on in the evening, I try to get onto the Discord. If you guys ever have questions for me, I do try to get on that in evening my time, which is probably, if you're in Europe, like 12 o'clock at night. But, I can, and you can leave a comment anytime. I'll try to answer it. All right. Thanks, guys. Take care and have a good day. Bye-bye.